They're up.
So, we're going to start off with interviews, sort of. It's going to start off with you guys you've asked you've applied you've gone, hey, I want to join this company. It sounds interesting. They're offering me money. I like money.
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 More money is always good.
Also, they offer a 30% employee discount on their wares. It is basically the only way to get a discount from them, unless you're ordering in bulk. So, good things all around. Did my things finish downloading, or am I going to pick a different thing from my... Did this work? That did not work. Okay, wow. I guess I'm going to go for my backup then.
Hey, you can recycle the dudes from the last game, since we were working for Doomco last time.
That is very fucking loud. Okay. Anyway, I'm not going to play that because that turned out to be a lot louder than it's supposed to be, and I don't know why.
Go in and adjust your music volume. They did an adjustment of all the settings and shit, and it reset everything to max.
Yeah, no, I am digging with that, and oh wow, they did just do a very big update, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
They just changed the entire UI. I was trying to turn on a little thing of music to have in the background, and even when I turned it down, it was still very loud, and I'm like, okay. Well, whatever. So, they're going to start off with the basic interview process, and it starts off with, who are you? What do you bring to the company? And why do you want to work for us? Simple questions. We will start with Ogre. This will likely be on your home world as your, consider this your way off planet.
Right. It's like, I am Blast. I am me. What I can bring to the company, I can take a hit, I shoot well, relatively perceptive, and I'm a decent tech.
How decent of a tech?
Better than average?
I'll see him make some notes, and he'll be like, well, at the very least, we know your people have very good combat capacities. So, welcome to Doomco Security.
Sounds like fun.
And he starts throwing around numbers, what pay is on average, retirement plans, shit like that. Stuff that, generally speaking, will have eyes glazing over because it's all detail work.
What do you do with yourself, Allegra?
Generally, yeah.
So, for a point of reference they are offering, pay, and I am going to be having that where you can actually go buy, shit between... Why am I getting a bunch of messages? I think it's important. Anyway, you can go buy shit.
You made your way over for a walk.
Point of reference, it's all paid out in credits, and effectively, the way it's set up is somebody can live off of 200 credits a month. That includes rent, getting food, shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you don't have any excessive debt. They're paying about 500 a month. So they pay well over average.
It's very nice.
Yes. You get accepted easily in. You are a warrior, and they are aware of it.
Waha, waha, ha, ha.
Matt.
So they only had the little canisters and not the pens? Or they only had the pens and not the canisters?
Yes.
You're up next.
Yeah.
And they're just gonna ask the same
Okay.
questions. What skills do you have? Why do you want to work for us? And
Yeah. Right.
yeah. Who
I'm
are
gonna
you?
I'm just gonna down the rest of my cigarette in one long pull.
I see.
Armor engineer. I'd like to make a little bit more money. Yeah.
All right. What was your name?
Okay. Not bad.
Ziva.
Eva.
No last name.
Making notes, and he's just like, okay. So you said you're an armorer.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Got any specialties on that front?
Everything.
Everything, huh? One of those sort.
The electronics are a little difficult, but I mean, anything.
Makes another note, and he's like, any special skills, powers, anything of that nature that you would like to disclose?
Tastes like peppermint?
Not that I'd like to
Interesting.
disclose, no.
I
Makes
don't think I've
another
had
note.
flavored.
All
besides,
right,
like, a paper
welcome to
or something.
Doomco. You will be, without any particular special skills, we will put you into our security department as an armorer,
Okay.
if you're all right with that. Unless you would prefer a different position within it.
Combat engineer. I was thinking of learning to pick up
Interesting.
demolitions and mechanical
Is
skills.
it an oil kind of deal?
Vehicles.
Are you willing to learn those with our company? And are you willing to sign an exclusivity contract on a limited time basis to keep those skills within the company once you've been trained?
Depends on the term of contract.
It's not going to be horribly long term. Our contracts are on a 5-year basis. And after the 5 years, renegotiations are encouraged.
Encouraged, or
Encouraged. Encouraged. If you have been doing well and you feel you should be compensated better, we would like to hear it.
That's not too bad. I don't mind the exclusivity contract. That's just, you pay to have me trained. You want to see those skills put to use.
Well, it's just for the duration of while you're working for us. Consider it a non-compete clause within your contract. Once you have the contract up, if you renegotiate and stay with us, it renews. If you don't, then you leave with your skills.
Okay, so there are those two separate things right there. You said there was a term of contract for 5 years, but that also could extend beyond being part of Doomco or not. Is it for the entire term of while I work for you? And if I say...
Effectively, the purpose is to make sure our employees aren't moonlighting.
Oh, okay. Well, I'd like to really read that particular section, but
Of course.
everything else sounds pretty good.
He starts pulling out sheets upon sheets of paperwork.
No, just the exclusivity part.
Yeah, that is what he's pulling out.
Okay. Well, I'll just flip through it.
Just roll me a logic test, please, to go through it. Because most of it is stuff to close loopholes.
Okay. Starting off good,
Nice.
boy.
That is okay.
I didn't have logic.
It on like not going over the legalese because I myself don't know the legalese on this type of thing. It does run down to they just don't want you running off to work for another company while you're still working for them. They don't really care what you do once you cease your employment contract with them. You can take your skills wherever you please.
Okay, so all right.
If you get relieved of your duties because of whatever reason, incompetence, like if you just end up fired because you weren't doing your job, because you were being lazy, what have you. There is some wording in there to protect the company from, like, basically they'll make you pay back your education effectively.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be expensive.
It can be. They do have preset terms that are very reasonable under an education
Clause.
like not just an education clause, but underneath an education loan. They are very reasonable even compared to normal education loans. Like, they have extremely low interest, and they don't have anything in their paperwork about if you go bankrupt, you can't get rid of it if you go bankrupt.
So if you file for bankruptcy and it's proven, then you can be absolved of it, or at least the debt gets frozen without interest until you can.
Exactly.
Okay.
It depends on what form of bankruptcy you declare, but yeah. So they have it where it's not stuck with you forever. They're not screwing you over. They're just making sure that at the end of the day, either they're getting their money's worth out of you because you're working for them, or because you're paying back the student loans they're going to otherwise cover as an employee.
Oh.
That does not subtract from your pay at all either. It's just included so long as you're an employee.
Alright, I'll sign it all. That's it. So it's like, these are actually really favorable terms as I kind of flip through them.
And he's going to actually nod as he goes, "We want people to want to work for us. At the end of the day, that's what's important in a company. Whether or not your staff are loyal and happy." Take it from a man that's been working for them for a long time. We want people, and we want the best.
Sorry for poking and prodding at the
Oh no!
terms.
Never apologize for that. If you are handed a contract, always read it. Always. Additionally, if you do find yourself in a situation where you need a contract looked over for any sort of reason, or even need some sort of legal defense, Doomco does have a full legal team that is provided to their employees.
I bet.
We do not settle for less than the best in any of our departments.
I'll aim to be the best for you guys then.
And we will be the best in return.
I do have a helper under the power set stuff. There's a little
A helper.
Yeah, a little. If I end up disappearing and then coming back, I have a little private space, which I do most of my forging work.
Ah, of course.
It helps with
So,
quality.
before we continue this conversation, he will actually direct your attention to part of the contract that has non-disclosure agreements to it, including policies for protecting your information that are very aggressively termed out on both sides.
Yeah.
And he's like, anything from the moment you have signed this paperwork on is between you and the company. Anything you tell us, anything you do, is fully private. We will not inform anybody, including the government. And we include all governments in that. So, the reason I bring that up is I am only going to ask, what do you require to function within those spaces? And is that a willing are you a willing participant within it?
I am a willing participant. 2, I can take stuff to and fro. But in the third thing, what I need is permission from my superior officer so that he doesn't think I went AWOL and deserted my
It will be
post.
included within your files.
Because if I am told to repair these things, and I go, yes, sir, and then I just disappear,
Is this... He pauses for a second as he considers his sentence before. Is this, shall we say, a non-traditional linear space that you enter?
Yes. I also
Do you
might.
access it via any sort of arcane energies?
No.
Or... So a more fundamental form?
Yes.
Well, there will be no issues whatsoever then.
There will maybe with an issue with the non-compete. I am under the tutelage of someone.
You're an apprentice to, I presume, a smith?
Forge Master.
That's fine.
But I'm willing to extend those services while under.
Working as an apprentice is acceptable. It's more working for other corporations that we're concerned with. We don't like competition.
Right. I just wanted to clarify that up so that, there's the non-compete holds up.
Perfectly fine. Like I said, anytime you are looking at a contract, we are more than happy to discuss it and work with you. Any other concerns that you have?
The master may ask certain things of me, but I will always bring it up to the superior officer at the time to see if that it can be done.
Please do. And if there is some issue with it, we can discuss it with him directly, if necessary.
Okay. He did say go get some world experience. You're too soft. So this is also kind of why I'm here.
He's actually going to chuckle at that as he's like, yes, you're not the first apprentice of their ilk to come here. Nor will you be the only apprentice of your, shall we say, school of smithing within the corporation currently. Most of them actually go into our research departments.
I don't.
That's a personal choice.
Yeah,
It's up to you as to what you want to do.
Combat engineer. That's
your preference, yes. And that's fine. I'm just informing you that we are understanding of your particular situation. Welcome to Doomco.
Welcome to Doomco, indeed.
Alright. And our final player.
Next on the list, of course.
Yes, indeed. And you are... Excuse me. Recalling your backstory, you have found yourself stuck on planets. Things have been shut down a little bit sooner than you expected. There's not a lot of civilian movement on and off planet. You have very limited choices at the moment. There is always, of course, Doomco. They don't get restricted by anybody for leaving planet. The other option would be to go into the criminal world and try and find exit that way. But that's dangerous. That comes with too many risks, especially in your position. So, the presumption then would be trying your luck? Yes?
Trying my luck, for sure.
So, you find yourself at the recruitment office, and it doesn't take too long for you to find yourself in front of a recruitment officer who looks rather harried, as though he's probably been working overtime. You're probably not the only person that's come here looking to get off planet in a sudden lockdown. And he's shuffling through paperwork as he kind of looks up at you. Ah, hello. Sorry for my current state and the state of my office. As he tosses some papers into an out tray, and he's like, "So, another new recruit."
Yes, another new recruit. Hello there.
Don't see much of your kind around here. Not with the burning gods so sanctimonious opinion of your people.
Yes, one reason to stop being here.
Fair enough. But we aren't really a charity or the.
I'm not looking for charity. I'm looking to join your ranks.
You're looking to get off planet.
Oh no, I understand what it means to work for Doomco.
Well, we're going to start with your name then. And if you have any citizenship paperwork. He says
You can
that
call me
he
Silco.
He does say the citizenship paperwork thing with very little hope, knowing the Federation generally will put you guys into a ghetto and ignore you instead. And so
No
it's like,
citizen paperwork.
of course. Silco, then, as he writes it down. Right.
Silko.
And he actually makes a correction on his paperwork. And he's like, right. Silco, then. Alright. As he kind of moves a couple other things around. So no citizenship paperwork, no proof of residence. Oof. Alright. What skills are you purporting to have?
Well, I'm a little bit of a scientist myself.
God, we all built scientists.
I was just thinking, I was just immediately mentally going, I'm something of a scientist myself. Anyway, he's just gonna be like, scientist, right? What particular specialty do you have?
Biology.
Do you have a formal education?
I do, but the paperwork seemed to have slipped my fingers.
So formal education, but no proof of one.
Correct. But that would be immediately found out for my place of work, I'm sure.
Oh, we have a rigorous testing process, even if you are coming in with paperwork. We aren't here to play games with people.
Good.
So, biologist. General biologist, animal biologist, xenobiologist, what are we dealing with?
Gene, microbiology. Gene science.
As you whip out the word gene, stop, go, and he's like, I see. Alright. Microbiology specifically, then.
Yes.
We're not really in the market currently for any biologists. Do you have any medical training of any sort?
Yes, I do. It's required for my line of work.
Oh, good. I'm going to ask you a question, and when I ask it, I want you to understand this is not a trick question. This is not a trap, and it's not loaded. It is simply a question. Are you willing to do harm unto others?
I know it's in the, let's say, the medical way to not do that. But sometimes something must be done, and I hunt, so
I presumed as much, but I try not to offend Leonin in general. So, we have openings currently within our combat medic divisions for our security department. We don't have much in the way for biologists or medical personnel, as we have quite a few of those in our proper hospitals and the like.
I see.
But combat, field work, that we do have a current need for. Would you be willing to follow through on that?
He pauses to himself and says, see it through. Yes, I will.
All right. As you do not have paperwork, you will have to go through the medical schools that we provide. Much as that is a formality, it's an important one. And it is within our policies that anybody that is handling any sort of first aid or medical work has the correct paperwork to present if we are ever questioned as a company as to your qualifications.
Oh,
Is
that makes
that
sense.
is that acceptable to you?
Yes, it is.
Wonderful. Because honestly, if you had said anything other than yes, this interview would be over and you'd be out the door. So, uh, last question. How soon do you need to be off this planet?
I would like to leave as soon as possible.
You know, I've been hearing that a lot today.
Sorry for your ear loss.
I'm going to ask one last question. I don't need details. I only need a yes or no question. Are you wanted by the authorities?
No.
All right, that means we won't have to try and get you out too quietly. We'll just be putting you on a ship as new personnel. Congratulations and welcome to Doomco.
Thank you.
Head out into the hall down the way. They will get you loaded up on the first ship out. You will be acting as untrained crew while you're on the ship. And once you arrive at our training station, then you will be put into your proper job position. Understood?
Understood, but where's the contract?
And you're going to have a sheaf of paperwork slapped down in front of you.
Good. Put my commerce to good use.
I have
this-
1 point in commerce too.
This would actually be trade legalese.
I see.
But I will let you substitute logic and commerce to at least make sure that it's not a horrible contract.
Well, the question is, are you accepting infused knowledge from my talent?
Yes, I am.
All right, perfect. So let's do a commerce. Bada boom, 82, and
Those numbers look good.
And the other one was a logic.
Well, since you have the infused thing, we'll go with a scholastic lore legal code, effectively.
All right, just intelligence. Working my way up.
Well, looks good to you.
Little, yeah, looks good to me.
He's like,
Reads
sign
it
here, here, initial here, and sign here. And you're hired in.
Good stuff.
And as you've said, you need to be off the planet immediately. They do get you off that day with whatever you're carrying with you, because unless you want to go out in the streets and try to retrieve something.
Nope.
Because at that point the ship is leaving that day one way or the other, with or without you. And you can almost feel the ire of Federation police and military as they watch another Doomco ship leave without being searched.
Just
You can just feel the bitterness.
it's a tangible weight.
Yeah.
You can actually mark it in the uptick of how much fuel it costs to get off planet.
the oppressive feeling of you sons of.
And
You sons
Doomco
of
charges
bitches.
them.
All right. And with that, you are now working for Doomco. A fairly painless process. Maybe a few details, a few questions, but here we are.
I did want to get the recruiter's card, and
Oh, they always have business cards to hand out.
yeah,
Right.
and I'll be like, if there are any, do I go to you if I have some problem
You'll
I
go,
can't have sorted out, or who do I
you
call?
will go to your manager.
We have a manager. Okay.
There will always be a manager on site somewhere. It is a part of our structure.
Of course. How does his position sit in the military hierarchy?
When it comes to the security contracts, you know what? He's just a recruiter, so he's just like, I will allow your trainers to go over that with you within the courses you're going to be in. So,
To the ship. Take my
Like I
single
said.
duffel bag.
Yeah. Single duffel bag, whatever you can get your hands on. So,
My... Oh, gods.
you guys are hired in. You're in. Welcome, 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 welcome. So, you guys will all be shipped to one of the Doomco training centers. It is a orbital center, of course. They don't usually conduct a lot of their stuff planet side unless it's required for that training. They prefer to operate out of spaceships and space stations. Use it to control ins and out that way, you know?
Literally.
Oh, yes. So, the Doomco station. You'll all come to realize very quickly they go for very stark colors. They have a lot of whites, blacks, very very hard colors. It can be a little jarring when you first start working for them. That and everything has a skull on it because that's the Doomco logo, so you know. Little of this, little of that. Once you are transported to the station, they begin your training almost immediately with what they refer to as employee onboarding. Employee onboarding is much what you'd expect from getting hired into a corporation for the most part. A lot of watching videos from HR about how to not sexually harass people. The very general stuff like that. For a relevant question that got brought up, part of it is going over the structure for the corporation when it comes to how you take orders. Effectively, the way it's set up is you have your squad. You have your squad lead, who will be a sergeant. You'll have it follows a fairly linear military structure of from the sergeants to the officers, the different officer ranks up to colonel. But that's where it stops. After that, you hit managers. And then it gives you a list of managers at kind of anyway. I'll have to actually read stuff over for the thing you just sent me. because I'm not sure what you're talking about with that. Ogre.
No worries.
Private
I'll just
messages.
copy and paste it to you.
Yeah, just copy paste shit to me. I'll read things over, and we'll figure that out in a second. Anyway, so once you hit Colonel, you enter into the Mandatorial Structure, where you have this manager, this manager, this manager, and it kind of goes up, and it's not a horribly long list for the managers. You basically have a direct supervisor, a manager over him, a division manager, for like a local division manager, and then you get into the structures that don't matter to you, because you're starting to hit the super upper limit corporate structure, where it's just not going to really affect you. But you do have a direct supervisor that you're supposed to report to for anything that isn't directly related to your military activities. So when it comes to field work, everything is referred to the sergeants and the field officers. Anything outside of the field is referred to your manager.
So when on a job, talk to the sergeant. When not on a job, talk to the manager. Got it.
Basically, yes. They keep a very... They know what people are good at, and they understand that at the end of the day, military officers, for whatever else they're very good at, they aren't always great business managers. They're not always great handling employees. They're very good at commanding soldiers, but it's hard to find one that does both. So instead of trying to find both, they have somebody that handles your civilian activities and then somebody that handles your military activities. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense to everybody else too?
Mm-hmm.
I was more trying to make
Policy
sure
on
I was clear.
smoking.
They do not care.
Okay.
There are non-smoking areas that are there for
Non-smokers.
well, it's more that I should say there are smoking areas and non-smoking areas for the courtesy of those that don't fucking smoke around you. But they don't care otherwise. There's no specific policies against it in general. But they do make sure to know that if you're smoking directly into the face of a non-smoker, you will get in trouble for that. Be polite to your... basically, be polite to your fellow employees, and you're fine.
More powerful stuff.
The stronger your smoke, the more restrictions there are as to where you can do it. Because some things they know can kill people if you smoke it around them. They'd rather you not, for a myriad of reasons.
Okay.
Otherwise, smoking otherwise is basically a have some goddamn common courtesy.
I'm gonna literally have to get a schematic of where I'm allowed to smoke and not.
For your normal ones, there's a clearly marked smoking areas. There's a lot of them. It's not hard. You don't have to go far. And in your own workshops, it's your decision whether or not it's a smoking area, and you just have to mark it for everybody else. But
if anybody else can access it.
exactly. But you know, if you're just like in the common area, no, you can't smoke that here. And there isn't any limitations like they drug test, but they drug test for very specific drugs. Let's put it that way. It is not a they're not about to hit you for smoking weed, let's put it that way.
Cocaine,
But they
might
will
get you
get
for.
heroin is something they would be upset with.
Speed, they might let you get away with if you're able to keep it even.
More productive?
They are concerned with your health, but they're not nannies. If you decide if you're gonna go do whatever, as long as it's not interfering with your work, and if you want help, they have resources. But that's your decision to make. You're an adult.
Be an adult.
You're an adult. Act like one. Anyway. But yeah, no. The generally speaking, the initial training process, the initial onboarding, is pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Once they have completed the initial onboarding, you do arrive at the, let's call it, more strenuous part of this process. As you arrive at the position where it is time to prove your worth. Simple as that. You will be all run through not only a testing process, but a training program as well. They're going to start off by seeing what are you capable of compared to what you have actually come in with on your resume, effectively. And then, what are you actually able to learn? What are you willing to learn? More importantly is whether or not you're willing to goddamn learn. If you are willing to sit there and learn a new skill, they'll be happy to train you a new skill. But if you aren't, they don't want to waste their time.
Where's the mechanics bay?
It's not hard to get yourself moved over to a mechanics bay, but I was going to do this in sort of chunks. Because the first thing they test is going to be the physical capabilities of everybody. They're going to be running people through obstacle courses. They're going to be running people, literally running them. Go on a fucking 100-meter dash, shit like that. They test your physical capabilities first. So, the way that's actually going to take shape, I'm going to be having everybody roll me one of each of the physical side of their sheet. Weapon skill, ballistic skill, strength, toughness, agility. If you have athletics, you can replace your strength with athletics, and if you have acrobatics, you can replace agility with that. Weapon skill is still just going to be a weapon skill test. I'm going to have you each roll it for me in a line, and it's just going to be... I'm not expecting too much, and they're not expecting too much. But I still would like you all to roll down on that for me. I'm going to start with Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Silco.
Very
So,
close on a few
academics.
things, but, still failure.
Let's see. Most of those are just... except for your combat capabilities. It's honestly not too bad, all told.
Yeah, at least it's not like high 90s or... I'm not,
Well,
out of breath.
Well, except ballistic skill. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
but
no.
that's just like, that's natural for a...
Oh no, you're definitely out of breath.
Okay,
The
all
ac-
right.
You did fine in the acrobatics section, but you are out of breath, my friend.
Fair enough.
So who you want next?
On, I'm getting real quick set up a thing because I am keeping track of results.
Okay.
There we
That little
go.
report card at the end.
Okay. I'm not showing you them yet either. You get to suffer for a minute. So, the next one is going to be the first name I see when I scan down the thing, Ziva.
Okay. Let's see what
Matt.
happens.
Matt.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I thought you were Blast.
Nah, I thought he said silver, and that's
Nope.
my usual what people call me by.
Oof. Ah. That's.
Nice.
Yay! Oof. Yay! Yay!
Alright.
It's my 240s. They passed.
Alright, and now we have Blast.
Oh, time to suffer. Wow. Oh, I got a +10 to that toughness check because of unnatural, so I actually succeeded.
Nice.
By 1 degree indeed.
Yep.
Okay. Let me finish getting my shit down.
I probably blew apart the target range.
They put you, like, once they saw your weapon, they were just like, so we're going to put you on this fire range over here. Because they're not fools, and they know an antimaterial weapon when they see one.
Fair enough.
Okay. So, next, they are going to be testing your... Sorry, I'm getting it set up on my end real quick. So, next they're going to be running through a more complex set of tests. It's going to be math tests, it's going to be scientific tests, it's going to be a lot of things that is going to be effectively, hey, what do you fucking know? So, the first test is going to be an intelligence test effectively. If you wish to replace it with a specific intelligence-based skill, you may. If you have a specialty, I want you to roll on that. So, that is Mr. Biologist over there, for example. If you want to be rolling on... Actually, they're going to be having you roll your Medicaid because you're going in as like a doctor,
Makes sense.
effectively. But if you just want to roll a general intelligence test instead, you are able to, but I wouldn't see why you would want to.
Right. I mean, I get a +10 from the Medicaid, so.
After that, they do test out... Well, that is unfortunate.
Hey, it's, I remember that, those high 80s. It's just how she goes.
They are going to have you do... Thank you for
Oh,
rolling before I asked you to.
you said intelligence and skill based
I-
on intelligence. I thought it was all three of us, not person to person. My bad.
Nope, I was going to run through the rest of his first.
My bad.
Because I just like with the last one, I am doing this one by one.
Gotcha.
Because I'm also writing shit down as I'm doing this, and it's a lot easier if I've only got one person's shit to write down.
Apologies.
So, next, either perception or awareness, as they do test out your ability to perceive shit.
All right, I have awareness, but I also have heightened senses hearing. Would you like to incorporate that or just the base awareness?
Roll it with it. Just roll it with it.
Sounds good.
We're basically rolling on our highest.
Very nice.
All right. The next thing they're going to check is your ability to resist the mind. They do have a psionic in for this. They want to test the strength of your mind.
Okay.
Just roll me a willpower.
Yep. Plus 10 for resistance psionics.
Yep.
Beautiful.
And the last is probably the more complex test of what they run. It is going to be effectively them testing your social skills. They'll give you a bunch of scenarios to see how you handle them. Just roll a general fellowship test. Or if you have charm or what have you, you can use that.
Yep. Fellowship. Let us roll a 1. 13 is okay. I got 1 degree of success.
That's more than I was expecting.
Me too.
Alright, Blast, you were excited before. Do you want to keep that too, or do you want to go for another roll on that tech use?
I'll keep the 2 and just continue the chain because I rolled decent, and if I re-roll it, I'm gonna fuck it up.
Hey, I was just giving you the option.
No,
Alright. Same general set of testing where they're going to test your awareness.
Okay.
If you have awareness, otherwise just perception.
Unless my thermographic vision helps at all.
No, that just gives you a different sight range to operate in.
Keen intuition would be helpful.
Keen intuition would be helpful, but... Alright, next is going to be testing the strength of your mind. You do get a mildly different test than him, as I believe you picked up psionics.
Yes, but I only just picked up psionics. I didn't put any training or anything into it. Just he's got basic ability to communicate, you know?
Okay. That's I was about to say the first thing they'll test at that point is like what your current range of ability is. If you're limited just to communication, that's fine. It's just needing to know at that point, you know.
I mean, he's tried to do things like mental barriers and shit like that, but he was too busy salvaging.
You've got other things to do.
Yep.
That's fine. No one, like I said, they're not really expecting too much here. They're not expecting to be blown out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
So, the psionic that they get in will... basically, he's going to be going over your general current status. Your ability to communicate is oh good, you can do this.
And yes, because I'm the smartass, I did base it off influence.
When you find out about the psionic testing, what do you say anything to them in particular when they bring up that they're going to be testing that?
It's just like, in what aspect are you testing it?
They're going to be like, oh, well, we're testing to see your resistance to psionic influences. We're going to see if you have any ability at it, things of that nature.
I haven't really had much reason to do it other than talking to battle buddies, but...
And they're going to go, yeah. According to your records, you come from collective space, or at least near them, yes?
Border, collective, and what was the other race?
Dynasty.
I border... I was... Until the Federation went stupid, my people are right on the border of Federation and Dynasty.
He's going to kind of nod along to that as he listens. He's like, alright, let's see. Would you prefer a member of one of their races to do the testing then?
He's just... There's the shrug. A challenge is a challenge.
He's like, it's, some people are more comfortable having some people work on them over others. We understand that not everybody's wholly comfortable with humans for a variety of reasons.
As long as you understand that if in the mode of testing that if they try digging into my brain to find info, I will defend myself.
As would be expected, and as is part of the point of this.
My defense may be physical.
We will ask you to limit your defenses to the mental, as that is what we are testing. It would disrupt the process otherwise.
Then, yes, I would request one of them.
Very well. And I'm gonna basically flip a coin real quick. They do end up pulling in a cutter. And he's just looms over a chair and is just immediately connects and goes, "Ah, a warrior. Good."
Just nods. Battle brother.
As you are familiar with us, I will make this testing rigorous. Do you approve?
It would not be testing otherwise.
Good. Do roll me that willpower and roll it at a -10 as he's going to try to push you.
It's psionic, so am I rolling my willpower or my influence?
Which you have the influence as your casting stat?
Yes.
Then use your casting stat.
There's no difference in the scores, so let's see that below a 10.
Almost.
Oh,
We're
so close.
You do have a fate point side note. You can reroll if you like. It's up to you whether or not. Because this is... You're getting
Now-
a proper testing from him.
Now,
So-
the inquiry is, on fate points, do you still roll higher? Or is it you can't roll higher? Because that will matter.
We will go with you can't roll higher, but there is only so many times you're allowed to re-roll. So if you fail 5 times in a row, I am not going to let you keep rolling. But I will give you a few extra rolls if it's lower.
That is entirely fair. I will spend
higher.
the fate point on this because
I will hard limit rerolls to 5 unless you build a power specifically to do otherwise then.
Cool. I will just roll 5 D100.
And we're aiming below 10.
13. But yeah.
I know what number you're after. No.
Good try.
It's fine. Because he will still respond with, "Your efforts are noted."
It's nods. Sitting there with a headache.
Oh, he was not gentle.
Yep. It's like, headache. Waits for the other guy to come back in.
Piece. Hold on.
Ah.
I may have just done myself in for a second there.
No worries.
Oh, son of a bitch! Did I not fucking save?
Were you writing stuff down?
Yes, I was. Oh, give me a minute because fuck me. Of course I did.
Maybe
this.
later if you're big enough.
Haha. No, so I just accidentally refreshed my page before I hit save.
Ouch.
Yeah. That's weird. Well, we will continue on in just a second while I get this written down again so I don't lose what I was doing. Apologies.
No stress.
Because yes, I have a chart, you see, that I'm filling in your results on, and I had not hit save when I accidentally hit refresh while trying to do other things. So I have effectively fucked myself unexpectedly. Which is why it is all the better that I made sure to have you guys roll your things in order, because that makes it much easier just to roll down and do the thing.
Excuse me.
That's part of why I actually had you guys do this in order, not only so it's easier for me to write shit down, but also so that if I fucked something up like this, it's a lot easier for me to just go through and re-input. The training they run you through, by the way, is more rigorous than even you expected, by the way, Blast. You weren't really sure what you were expecting from the squishy humans, but you weren't really expecting quite this much.
At least Doomco has earned a tick of respect.
They real clear know that they are what they're after. Let's see now. All right. Here we are. Right, caught back up.
Huzzah. Don't forget that my one toughness check earlier was actually a success.
I did not forget that.
Cool.
Now I've hit save before I do anything else. Right. Fellowship, last fellowship. They are having you deal with people. How do you deal with this situation? What if somebody's yelling at you? Punching them is not the right answer. Punching them is apparently the right answer.
No, it's not. No, it's not punching them. It's lifting them up with his tail and screaming until they shut up.
Ah!
This seems to be the wrong answer more often than you'd like. Which is to say, ever. It is almost always the wrong answer.
Shut up or I'll eat you!
These human people are weird.
At some point, they just, like, you've gotten so frustrated with people and you've been yelling so much, they actually have a dynasty come in and basically, let's just say, calm you down via exercise. Rigorous exercise.
Muscle boy.
Just
Right?
You're just screaming at somebody, and suddenly just a hand taps you on the shoulder. You turn, there's a giant fuck off bug that goes, "It's wrestling time!"
Doesn't
Yeah.
even think, just dives at the thing.
And there you go. Sometime later, you are more calm, and waking up from having been, headlocked for a time enough to pass out.
Yep.
But, more calm now. All right, our last roller, Siva. what would you like to start with for your specialty skill on intelligence? Since everybody has an intelligence specialty skill on
Doing
their list.
armor.
You want to do armor? Okay.
Ah! Yikes.
The guy that they have get pulled in, because they did note what sort of specialties you implied, and the guy they pull in is definitely expecting a lot more from you than you were prepared for him to expect from you. He comes in swinging with both barrels, and he reminds you a lot of your master, of your mentor. But he reminds you of your mentor in the you're gonna touch this rune, son, sort of way.
Like, what's that?
And he's just,
I'm gonna use my fate point.
if you like.
Great. Ah! Please.
All right. He is still giving you the effectively you're going to touch this rune sort of testing process.
I'm just like, please no.
You weren't expecting it, but he came out with it.
It's like, oh no.
As he's just like, so I hear that you work under a forge master. That you're learning from him. Good. We need
Hi.
someone with some gumption.
Oh, okay. Can I smoke?
Of course. Why aren't you smoking already?
Because this is a no smoke thing.
Fuck the rules.
I'm gonna pull out my Leonin cigarettes and just like,
Oh,
alright.
he's got a death stick out.
Oh, I can't handle the death sticks yet.
He's got a death stick out, and he's like, "Fuck the rules. Who even made them?"
Doomco, considering we're on their space station.
Smokes aggressively.
I start smoking aggressively.
So yeah, you get 30 successes. Congratulations. His answer is adequate. You're familiar enough with the sort that is about the best you could have expected from him.
Yep. Man.
Much as you would like otherwise, that's the best you can expect from him. Especially since they do have somebody come in after to like retrieve things. They're like, "Oh, this is really fine work you've done." They're suitably impressed, whereas he's just, "Yeah, I guess."
Yeah, I guess.
Guess.
Wait, are they alive as they come in? There's so much smoke in this place. It's probably like I can't see anything.
They have a gas mask. They know who they sent into that room with you. So, next up, perception test. How perceptive are you? Roll an awareness.
Not very. I got beat up.
You're It was hard. It was hotter than you expected. For one,
Your
it
eyes
felt
still
hot.
burn a bit.
You were in a room with a death stick for more than a minute.
Ugh. I want to work my way up to that.
One day, you say, still wheezing. But, good news is you passed your shit. Enough. Yeah. Well, we're going to say that's the biggest problem is your eyes are still burning from the death stick.
I'm gonna look at the tester. Have we started yet? As I blink, my eyes are red. Tearing eyes.
Makes notes in file. Next is willpower. They will do a testing on you of the volatile sort, as they're just like, I mean, I'm sharing your strong will. They're making assumptions right now, is what I'm saying.
I'm like,
Well, sure. We're positive you'd be fine with this testing. And so you get set down in
Well,
front of a guy.
Oh gosh, I don't have any.
And he's just like, resist me.
I'll make the sign of the cross.
Oh, Father who art in heaven. Please don't let this man kill me.
Did they not give me any context? He just says resist me.
Yes.
Ah.
You know that this is going to be a psychic thing. And
Oh,
that's
okay. They say it's a psychic thing. Okay. I was
They
about
do
to hit him
tell
with
you
a
that.
chair.
it. Just hit a man with a chair.
Well, they didn't. They just sat me down. They didn't say anything.
Resist
So
me. Whack! And it's just good effort, not what we're doing.
Oh, I wasn't told.
They'll specify. They're like, oh no, sorry. You're supposed to be resisting him mentally. As the guy's just, you hit me with the chair. You hit me with the chair.
Ah,
I'm gonna hit you with the chair.
no. On guard.
And go ahead and roll me that willpower. We'll see if you can resist mentally being hit in the head with a chair. You can resist being hit with a chair. Congratulations.
Nice. That comic fits so perfectly with this.
Which one?
I posted it in general.
I mean, you're not wrong.
The power of Christ and blunt force trauma compels you.
I mean,
Paladins.
yeah, that's. Anyway, if you wanted to be dealing with paladins, obviously I could have put you in with the Federation instead, but I didn't think you'd want to deal with that much racism. Look at you, you scaly fuck!
Be trying to eat them.
Yeah, I figured doing that would probably be a bad idea for a variety of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Matt, your final test. The worst test, Matt. They want you to interact with people.
Pull out my cigarette and be like, spray some. I'm like, hey, is there any like mouth spray to get rid of the cigarette smell?
Sure. They'll end up providing you some. They give you some gum.
Yeah, there we go.
Minty fresh. You're
Hello,
minty fresh,
person.
motherfucker. You successfully social. You have a baseline ability to be social with people.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike some of your party members. One of your party members.
I passed.
One of your party members.
Hey, especially if there's a Leonin. I'm just kind of like, I know the gestures and the, how to
Oh,
talk.
they roll you through more than one kind of person. They don't just test you on one thing. They just want to see how well do you handle this? How much do we have to have? How likely is it that we're going to have your name crossing HR's desk? Somebody here has been marked with an HR warning, side note.
You have to go talk to HR. Is that a wrestling name?
No. Is that
Can I
a
yell at
wrestling? No. The opposite. You're not supposed to be yelling at him. He's supposed to be teaching you not to yell at people. What do you mean?
But yelling is fun.
But yelling is how I communicate. Yeah. So initial testing complete,
I'm
and
just emphasizing the strength of my voice.
I am emphasizing.
Well, you always emphasize.
So this brings us to the end bit of the initial training segment as they go. Some of you are more worthless than others. Some of you I have hope for. Some of you are leaving today, and you will watch several people get kicked out immediately. No hesitations. There is much yelling of, "Do you know who I am?" from one of them, and they're just like, "We don't care." Some of you have at least some worth buried in there. So, let's work on that, shall we? This is going to be followed up with the more important segment, because the initial was to establish what are you already capable of? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Silco,
Yes.
they have decided you're soft.
Oh,
They don't know how a Leonin is this soft.
maybe because I'm freshly made.
Maybe I'm freshly furred, and they're like, "What the fuck does that mean?" You know, I realized that was an inside thought, not an outside thought.
Yeah.
Regardless, you find yourself in the position of them going, "You're soft." We're gonna have to correct that immediately.
Okay. Got you. Let's do it.
Siva,
Mm,
you did fairly well. They are pleased with your general physical capabilities. You have some areas to work on.
okay.
But they're not horribly displeased with your end results.
Okay. I have a question.
Yes.
How long does it take to get to a place where you could just scream "fuck the rules" wherever you go?
Are you asking your trainer this?
Yeah.
He had it happen.
And he's like, "You,
Sorry,
I see you met-" He's like, "I see you met the Smith."
Yeah, it was I was wondering how long it takes to get to that.
Mm. Most people don't make it there.
That's fair.
If you do make it there, generally speaking, you have to be indispensable to the company.
That's fair.
That is the simplest way to arrive at that particular end result.
I mean,
He leans forward. I wouldn't bet on getting there.
I kind of like some of the rules. I'm just kind of wondering, like, sorry. Yeah.
Other asinine questions?
Mm-mm.
Wonderful. Looks at Blast. How can you not hit anything with a knife?
Like,
You can. I watched you put holes in things downrange all day. How'd you manage to cut yourself? I don't understand.
like, I don't generally need to swing the weapon. I can just brace it and they'll run into it.
Right. Right. You see him considering this.
Obviously, this character has encountered Dynasty Before.
Yes, he has. As you can see him, He's come to the conclusion, and he's trying to decide how to proceed next.
Because he can't
indecision
argue
is-
the truth of the comment.
No, he can't. But his indecision is, I don't care.
Perfect.
Yep. He's like,
We're
this
not
is
playing. We're not. No, you're going to learn to be. You're learning to stab things.
sounds like fun.
I didn't expect you to be fast, though, so at least that's fine.
I'm big.
Yes, you are, big guy. You are very big.
Fast and big do not mesh.
You'd be surprised. You ever tried to get down on all fours and move heaven and earth?
No, I'm not a dynasty.
I know a few Leonin who could show you the way. They're very fast. And they're very big. Well, not as big as
Maybe.
you.
I will
And-
think.
As you're saying these things, the trainer's looking at you and it's just like, "You done?"
Oh, sorry, sir.
Right. Especially since you did worse with the knife than he did.
Mm.
If you know somebody Leonin, how do you... You know what, never mind. I'm not going to ask more stupid
hammer.
questions.
Blunt force objects, not knives.
I don't believe you, because I have seen the results of your melee testing.
Very fair.
Right. So, as for actual skills, at least all of you can do the jobs you said you were here for the most part. The most part. Silco.
I just didn't have my tools.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh, says the man that clearly doesn't believe you. And he's just like, we will be addressing that within the rest of your training.
You'll
Understood?
see what I can do with my tools then. Perfect.
We can only hope. Doomco doesn't like wasting their time. At least you'll make a great lookout. There will be some more work done for some of you when it comes to your mental defenses. Some of you have done very well, as he'll look over at Seva. And some of you have the acknowledgement of your trainer for having gumption, at the very least. Looks at Blast.
Just like, it was a challenge.
Yes. And we do know how much they love challenges.
Smirks. Obvious smirk of they aren't the only ones.
So, end results. You, if you are still here, you're not washed out yet. Because we believe that you will have the ability to be better. And we look forward to seeing you do so. So, what comes next is training. They're going to be running you through several months of training in your weakest areas. The worse you did, the more they're expecting improvement from you.
Makes sense.
The better you did, the more that they will be more... They'll do some basic testing to make sure it's not like a fluke, or you didn't just, like, cheat or something. But, generally speaking, as far as they're concerned, if you are Like, if you pass the initial shit, they generally speaking will consider it a fine for most of it. So, functionally, what this means is that we're going to have another series of rolls. Hooray! As they're going to train you in your weakest areas. Alright?
Sounds good.
Okay.
So, way we're going to start that out. They're going to start with the simplest thing to train, and that is physical capabilities. All they are looking for is improvement at the end of the day. There is a chance that if you roll well enough in these, you will get some stat points. These cannot exceed the stat limits for your race, but they can go up to there at least. Right?
Sounds good.
Huzzah.
Yee, brother.
So, they will start with weapon training for hand-to-hand combat, as all of you suck at it.
It's true.
None of you passed.
I was close though.
So was I.
Yeah,
I wasn't.
none of you passed. I like how we have one person that's I wasn't. Acknowledge it. Acknowledge your failure. Good.
I can hit a thing and swing at him, but it's like there's more than one angle to hit somebody with a thing. Oh,
And they're just like, so here's what you do. When you stab somebody, you stab them. And you don't just swing in their general direction. Do you understand?
I do. I think we'll try it. I'm ready.
Pointy end goes in the opponent. Got it.
We're going to recommend you start using your tail in your hand-to-hand combat more.
Oh. Tail
You
slap.
look back.
Okay.
Oh right, I have a tail.
Oh, right, that's not just for picking people up. I can also smack them with it. That's
Worth
never...
a try.
You see, that doesn't work on the things you're used to. That doesn't work on Dynasty. It doesn't work on Cutters. You smack them with your tail and they go, ha 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 ha, and then you get punted through a wall, usually.
You're like, right. Humans, small, squishy, not made of metal, might actually work.
And he's like, it will work. We have trainers for that. And you will actually be put with somebody that does indeed have a tail for your training.
Neat.
Yes. A smaller snake-based species by the looks of them. So, what this actually is going to mean is I'm going to have you all roll me 3 weapon skill tests each.
Sounds good.
Oh, this is gonna go well for me. You watch.
Oh, I'm positive it will go exactly how I'm imagining currently.
Excellent. Would you like to go first?
I will have Silco go first because I had you go first before.
Sounds good.
I have you written down on my tables in the order in which I had you roll, so I'm probably just going to keep following that, honestly.
All right. Here is the first roll, second roll, and third roll.
I mean, it's better than it was.
Oh, I thought I got like a 26 or something on my first roll.
Oh no, it's Siva that I'm thinking that did really bad in this.
Yeah, I rolled like a 26 out of 25.
It's your ballistic skill that's on a -5, right?
Yeah.
They're not impressed. They are not impressed. They are not impressed with you.
Of course.
They have gotten a Leonin to come do your weapon training, and you are being screamed at like it's the end of the fucking world. They consider you to be a disgrace the way you can't use your own claws. That's 3, 2. Okay, so I was
You're
writing.
a failure.
I was writing down results of
hell?
that. All right, Siva.
Hmm.
Weapon skills, please.
Melee. I got this. Alright, I got this. No. 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 Mm-hmm. Nope.
End of
Ah.
the fields, Matt.
Praise! I called it.
And he's by the end of it, you have a trainer going, "How have you gotten worse?"
I was following your instructions.
There was. I didn't think you could get worse, and here we are.
I was doing what you said. Just sticking with the pointy end.
Blast. Be the saving grace of this.
I got the worst weapon skill of them all.
3
got
weapon skill.
We got the bad rolls out of the way. No, I guess
Oh
not.
my god.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
It went down at least. You
Do it. Come on,
progressed.
Blast. Hit us with the one. Oh no.
Remember those dreams you had of one day wrestling at Dynasty? They're not coming to fruition anytime soon.
No, they aren't. Blast got dizzy because he told him to swing his tail at things, so he tried swinging his tail and spun in circles because he threw off his
I'm
balance.
gonna say that -8. You even managed to accidentally knock Siva out in the middle of combat training, just to help with the fact that she got all fours and explained the blunt force trauma that caused that.
Your
Blast is
trainer's like, well,
Blast
if you
like-
could hit me with that, I would be impressed.
like, whoa, I hit somebody. Oh, wrong person.
That's your
Sorry.
ally. It's just,
Like,
that is your teammate. That is your train. Oh my fuck! You're hopeless. Remind me to trust none of you with a knife.
There's a B company in this place, right?
Yeah. You know what the D company is? It's right out that airlock.
Blast is like, but I don't have a knife. I have a halberd.
Shut the fuck up. Ballistic skill is the next test set.
All right.
We are doing
10%
3
chance.
of each.
All
3
right.
of each.
Here we go.
At this point, your trainers have a more realistic expectation for you, which is to say they have absolutely no hope of success. Silco, please begin.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Pretty bad, but as expected.
I got.
Get lower.
You're starting to hit other people's targets. Like,
Well, the -4, you're just hitting nothing. -3, you're hitting the wrong targets.
What kind of gun is this?
You have been handed They have handed you a single-shot rifle at this point because
Alright.
they don't think you can handle an automatic one.
All right, technomancy is not in my favor,
No.
nor the rolls.
As you are doing this, they will eventually be like, "Do you not know how to use a weapon at all?" No,
I
don't
was-
answer that. Don't answer that. We can already tell.
Oh, okay.
well, that was kind of.
Seva. Please. Give us some rolls. It's you, Matt. It's your turn.
Okay. Guns. There's guns. We got the guns. Do shoots.
Ooh.
Oh,
Okay,
start.
we're gonna pause here a second.
Phew.
So, you start doing very well with the shooty shoots. One for this training program, you can increase your ballistic skill by 5. Moving
Whee!
forward. What do you just have the ballistic skill I gave out, the weapon skill I gave out originally?
Weapon skills. I failed horribly. Ballistic skill was 30.
Ballistic, I mean.
I
I
increased
meant-
it by 5 up to 35.
Well, what I meant is, do you have weapon skill training solid projectile already? Because I believe that all humans started with that, and I don't know if you
Oh
knew.
yeah, I didn't put that in. Whoops.
Okay. I wanted to make sure, because if you didn't have it, you were getting it. For the rest of these tests, you will have a additional plus 10. Though it will require greater degrees of success to be able to actually get benefit from it. You have actually shown improvement sufficient that they will pass you on the firing tests.
Nice.
Alright. Very good. And the last one, please.
Nice.
Alright. Nice. Go ahead and roll me a d5 to see how many you get from that for your improvement. Only 1 point. Sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. Blast. They're going to look at you, and they're actually going to ask you to train Silco.
Like, oh, okay.
We want to see if you're capable of training somebody.
He will give it, he'll give it a shot.
They are being blatant that they are just trying to see if you could act as a weapons trainer in the future, or if you would need training to do so. That is genuinely the point of this.
You just hold him by your tail. All right, I'm
No,
gonna
no.
aim you. Just pull
No,
the trigger.
his first thing is he walks over and says, "Fire a shot." Sees what he does wrong, and actually reaches out and starts adjusting his positioning. Is like, don't
Johnny.
close one eye.
So, first, Blast, roll me a ballistic skill.
Watch me botch this horribly.
I
The
will
thing
laugh.
is, shooting a gun is a little hard with only one eye.
And one of the guys is just like, yeah, well, we know people who can do better with one eye than that, so
I never said I was good at it.
I know people.
clearly not.
I know people who fire with no eyes. It is no excuse. Do this and this and this.
Actually, you do know people who don't shoot with no eyes. Congratulations for the statement. Right. So, Silco, plus 20.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. That's what you get for that. I was going to originally have NPCs give you the bonuses for this part of it, but I think
Since I
having
was
Blast
doing
do
it
it more.
Alright.
This is more interesting.
Improvement.
Moderate improvement will do. Okay. So,
Blast still
Next.
needs 2 more, right?
yep, we're about to do another one. Blast. Another ballistic, please.
Very nice.
That's a plus 40 for you, Silco.
You're, all I'm feeling right now is like a high 94 or something. Oh, a 2. Oh. I should make that happen more often. Actual improvement. Hey. Blast, was it?
Yes.
You, know your stuff. I'll learn from this.
Sometimes. Sometimes I know my
While
stuff.
he's shaking you violently with his tail. Hit the target!
No, he's actually trying to teach, so he's sitting there, he's talking slowly, he's keeping his voice moderate, because otherwise he would scare the little one.
I don't want to scare the child.
That's the mindset he's taking with this.
So, last one. Actually, wait. First, Silco. 5 degrees. Roll me. Roll me a d10 to see how much you're going to add to this.
Oof.
Would you like to use your reroll, or
Nah.
You're having some trouble retaining information here.
For some reason, even with my,
It's the big looming lizard who's obviously looking at you like a meal.
I'm having trouble with muscle memory, not physical. The other kind.
Yes, it seems that you lack a propensity for violence. In a civilized world, that is not the worst thing. But when you're trying to be combat trained, maybe a little less so.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless, you know what? Make that 6. We're gonna get you something out of this. You get 6 points because he did train. He is being a very good trainer, and you did roll very well. So we'll add 5 to your add 5 to that D10 roll.
Okay.
So a total of 6 instead. All right.
Sounds good.
Boo. Last roll. Ballistics from Blast. So only a +10 this time, though.
Understandable. But with that +6, I'm rolling like a little better. Nope.
They don't have a lot of hope for you, but you've shown that you can at least learn.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually reload your own weapon.
Excellent. Working on that weapon training for sure.
Next is going to be strength training. This one everybody's going to be involved in regardless of how well they did before because they want you muscly for this. Just roll me 3 strengths. It will just be... You're probably going to get stats even if you fail as long as you aren't failing horrible. We're going to start with Silco so I can get his done.
Here we go. Bad start. And then even worse. Oh, better.
No.
Better.
And
Going better.
and
better
worse,
roll.
right?
We're going to...
On the dot.
Mama, I told you it was better.
Okay, go ahead and roll a... We're going to roll 2d10. That will be how many strength points you get from your training regiment.
Not bad.
Mama.
And that is because you are starting from a very low position.
Yes.
It's not hard to go up from down the bottom, you know? Like I said, this is... In all likelihood, you're all going to get something out of this. In all likelihood. Unless... Actually, it's going to be mostly dependent on your base stat. Like, as a 20, you can get more. Siva. Strength tests. 3 of them, please.
Sure.
I'm just amused they haven't told me to take off my armor yet.
Why?
Because you told me it's the equivalent of Alliance military armor, which gives bonuses to stats.
Well, they don't seem horribly bothered. That is very sad of you.
But that's how the rules go.
Still gonna roll me a d10 to see what you get for your stat bonus.
Sure.
4 increase to your strength. Blast! They won't have you do your strength training in your armor. I will say that. Because the point of this is actually improving your physical condition.
Okay.
We need you hot and sweaty.
They want you shirtless and sweaty.
Oh, I figured you'd have more strength than that.
No. He's all about toughness.
Okay.
Like I said,
26s.
both of those are pretty close. But you didn't pass any, so what we're going to do is a d10 and a d5. So roll a d10.
Very nice.
There you go. You managed to... Wow, you actually managed to pull quite a bit out of that. There you go. Stat improvements for your... stuff.
And then he puts his armor back on.
some of this training, when they train you with it, they'll have you take it off because it's relevant there. But like, they're not going to make you take it off for like weapons training. I mean, even if you have a targeting system or something in there, they don't really care. Like, I mean, you're going to use that in the field too.
I forgot to even apply the targeting system.
Congratulations. You just had it off and didn't remember to turn it on till now.
Yup.
Toughness. I'm going to apologize in advance, Blast. Unless you roll very well, you're not getting anything off this.
That is entirely fair.
As for the rest of you, they are going to endurance train the shit out of you. It's going to suck.
PT'd into the ground 3 days in a row.
Here we go.
Because I don't.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Very bad. Needs a little bit of a breather. Better.
All right.
And then
and then you collapse again.
Don't get to breathe.
You forgot to breathe.
The space station doesn't have enough air!
Once again, the Leonin trainer is so very disappointed in you as he's sitting there going, "Can't you just run? You can't even do that. Worthless. Disgrace to your clan."
Thank you.
You'll still get a D10 increase to your toughness.
Hey, I did pass at least one of them.
That's why you're getting the D10.
But those 90s. Shit.
You're only getting +2 to your toughness.
Feels good, man.
Sorry, it's really funny.
Siva! They're PTing you into the ground too.
Blah,
Okay.
blah.
Okay.
42 is the
Blah.
ultimate answer.
You're not used to running. Like, you're like, I can hammer all day. The running will be fine. What do you mean that's different from hammering metal?
Those good old smoker lungs.
That's the biggest problem.
I'm running with a cigarette in my mouth.
And the trainers, they're just like, you probably want to stop doing that. And you're like, no, I got this. And then you're huffing and puffing at the end. And they're like, you sure about that?
Why is running so different?
Different cardio. So let's see. Your toughness is a bit higher. You're only going to get a D5 increase.
That's cool. Ooh, a spicy 4. I'll take a spicy 4.
Alright, Blast.
Let's see here. Wow.
I'm more impressed you failed.
Right?
Whoa.
63?
I'm more impressed you failed twice.
Oh.
Jeez. What the
You're getting nothing out of this.
Yeah, no,
Good day,
it's
sir.
just...
You're just not.
Yeah, no, I didn't expect to. He's just...
Yeah? Yeah?
Why am I running? I'm supposed to be standing and shooting.
My job's to hold still and take punches to the face. When you heard endurance training, you were expecting them to continuously punch you in the face, and instead they're having you run, and you're like... You're right with Siva going, running's bullshit!
Yup. I am designed to walk in a direction and kill anything and take hits.
I am designed to not stop. Okay. Last one, more relevantly for Blast, is going to be the agility test. Silco, they are not expecting horribly much from you because you did very well last time.
Mm-hmm.
You're still going to get run through it, so still give me the 3 rolls. I don't remember what your actual agility is, but I remember it being decent.
It's
so
40.
We'll
Yeah, I was rolling acrobatics last time too, but I only have one check, so there's the first one.
they They'll have you roll through acrobatics again. They're basically running you through a full obstacle course, more or less. So the first one's basically a +2 with your. Oh no, your acrobatics is flat.
Yeah, it's flat. Yeah.
What's your stat cap?
Let me double check in my Bion info. It's
I
the bottom there.
believe. Yeah,
it's 60 for the max stat cap for agility.
Okay. You'll get a plus. You'll get a D5 for your bonus, but that's gonna be it.
Sounds good. We'll say, yeah, that's 1.
All right. So, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Agility. They're running you through an obstacle course.
Oh, my favorite.
After all that, all the rest of that training.
Oh, thank God I passed one.
There you go.
Oh, you passed one very well too. You have pretty good agility too, don't you?
Same as me.
I like the dodge.
Well,
Yeah,
the thing
too.
is, human limit on agility is a 50, so you're actually pretty close to the stat cap. With 3 degrees on that last one.
You gave me a D5 last time for toughness as well, but I didn't pass any of my toughness.
Yeah, you didn't pass any of the toughness. This one you actually passed, and you passed pretty good. I'll give you a D10.
A spicy 3. All right.
I feel it, Matt. I do.
Right.
All right, Blast. They're putting you through an obstacle course. What's this bullshit?
You just
I'll
run through it. Thanks, Matt.
Let's see here.
I bet a lot of people also show up just to watch.
Oh, there's a bunch of people watching.
No. I heard one of them say, "Oh, he's just gonna run through it." It's like, "Oh, that's what I'm supposed to do," and that's exactly what he did.
You will be made to run it again because that is unacceptable.
We all have our own specialties.
I bet there's a bunch of people who are just guffawing in the background. There's just.
So, actually, you know what? As you come to the end of that, and you're like, "What? I was told to run through it, so I ran through it." There's actually going to be one of the collective there who kind of comes over. The one that actually did your psychic training.
Mm-hmm.
Who stops in front of you, leans down, and goes, "Do not be an idiot. You disgrace yourself. Do it again. Do it right."
I'm feeling better.
Even I have done this.
Fair enough. Mutter. Am I actually re-rolling?
I will show you how. And he will actually go through with you. Congratulations, you're going to have a big hunk of metal going through this with you.
Oh joy.
This will be very amusing as we're going to be rolling both of us agility here. And yes, you are just rolling 3 agility tests.
Okay.
As bad? Just as bad?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, the spicy 4. All right.
And you will have this cutter going through with you. I will roll for him real quick. Who will actually introduce himself, by the by, as...
As we're just talking in our heads.
No, I'm writing this down before I say it because cutter names are very long. So, his name is, and I'm going to give you his full name here, sounds that echo from the caves in the earth.
Nice.
And this is him going through with you. He will struggle in the middle with you as it is it's a swing. It's one of those little swing things where you're supposed to go over a mud pit. And he's made of fucking metal. And with that last one and the encouragement of a battle buddy of sorts, I will give you a plus 10 to your, like a d10 roll for your agility with a plus 3 to it.
Good. Very nice.
11. Congratulations. You get an increase of 11 as this big guy echoes is just like, see, it is not that difficult. Except the tar pit. I dislike the tar pit.
I agree with the dislike of the tar pit. It was more fun running through it.
It is always more amusing to run through. But we cannot run through all of our problems. In life, many paths lead to many places. And the strengths that you have must be multifaceted. And then he will just then he will just lumber off without waiting for a response to that.
Yep.
But that is also, that's how they are. They do that. They say something that sounds lectury, and then they'll just lumber away.
Because they're all old fogies.
They really are. Right, so time for the next bit. The technical training.
Oh, yeah.
So, Silco. They were less than impressed with your medical capabilities, especially since you claim to have been formally trained.
This time I'm going to show off the technomancy aspect with it.
They are putting you within a medical lab, and they are giving you basically the medical internship type thing, where they're like, we want you to, be a goddamn doctor.
I am good at that. I swear.
We'll believe it once you actually show us.
Of course. And he'll get to doing what he does best.
Okay. So, go ahead and roll me we'll start with a Medicae.
Okay. Not starting with the technomancy to work with the tools better?
We're starting with the Medicae because this is going to be more traditional medical knowledge first, followed by the rest.
Okay.
You will be able to use your technomancy. We're going to start with the first one with that. So, that is at least an improvement from your first showing.
It's true.
You, They kind of are starting to pick up that you're not used to just working with more average tools. That you're not used to
basic surgery kit.
Grunt work?
Yeah, you're not really used to grunt work, basically.
Yeah.
And they're just like, okay, so you're not good at grunt work. Is that the gist here?
I went up in my career, and sometimes I don't look back. I still have the knowledge there, but it's rusty.
They're going to try to work with you here.
Okay.
So, they're going to give you what they're going to give you is they're actually going to give you like an automated medical suite.
Okay.
It still requires technical knowledge to use, but they're going to be testing more of your capabilities while working with medical devices now.
Okay.
Remember, they are concerned with bringing you in as somebody that can operate as a field.
Yeah, they don't want someone digging into a person that doesn't know what the fuck they're doing.
They need a field medic more than they need a hospital doctor.
Correct.
So we're going to have you do your Medicaid again. They've given you basically a bit of a technical assistant to see how well you do with that.
All right. Can I commune with the technical assistant with tech use or something?
Yes, it is. It is a basic VI unit, virtual intelligence, where it has a lot of the more basic medical procedures you've been struggling with preloaded, and it's stuff that a medical unit like this can do, like onto itself.
Right.
And it's more that you are guiding it through what processes it should be going through. So, I'm going to have you roll me a Medicaid with a +10. And then with your Technomancy bonus, your Technomancy will bring it up to a let's say +20.
+20 total.
Yes.
33. Double.
Okay. So, +4. Alright. They're more pleased with your work now. They were asking sufficient questions that you're pretty sure they were questioning whether or not they were going to keep you in the program because of what specialty you came in with.
Exactly. There's no point if you can't do what you've...
If you can't do what you advertised, they don't care. They're not going to keep you around. So, that was pretty much the point of this, was to not get kicked out, really?
I would have used my fate point if we came down to it at the line and I didn't get any of them.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me one more Medicaid roll, same bonus, as you have optimized. The assistant, over time, you will be able to optimize more, of course. This is just, you were freshly introduced to this thing. You're not familiar with it yet.
Sure.
You know?
And I would like to kind of figure out how to use Technomancy. But, where this is the start, so this is perfect.
This is the start of learning how to use Technomancy.
Gotta love those 3 doubles in a row, though, baby.
Nice. So, generally speaking, what it really means for Technomancy, if you haven't built any powers yet, is that you can access machines without needing an interface.
Yes, I get you.
Like, you have been handed this AI assistant, and you're not actually using the control screen. You're not using the PD, like the
I'm not clicking buttons. Pad. I'm just doing things.
Yeah, and that is noted in your files that you are doing that, unless you want to try to hide it.
No, I'm not.
Okay, then that will actually be noted in your files. They take interest in that sort of thing. So, I will give you... go ahead and give me a base intelligence test to see if you can pick up another mark in Medicaid.
Sure.
You get another mark in Medicaid.
Nice.
So that'll put you at I believe that puts you at a +10?
+20 now.
Yeah. Well, including the robot, yeah. So now you have an additional mark in your Medicaid.
Excelente.
Siva.
Yee, brother.
You did very well in your work here, in your initial testing for this part.
I was adequate.
You were adequate according to the smith that was doing the testing. Everybody else would consider you excellent.
No, it's just I only take the word of the forge masters. They go, "Oh, that was amazing." I'm just like, it's not good enough. It's never good enough. It's like a trauma.
It's never good enough. Why am I never good enough? I'm a disgrace. Anyway.
At least one people accepts that they're a disgrace.
So that said, they are going to start testing the limits of what you're capable of doing. This is them not so much testing your ability to do your job, just to see how far they can push it. What are you best at type of shit. Right?
Sure.
So, what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you roll me. You grab armor, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have you roll me armor 3 times. And it's just going to be a let's see how well you do type of shit.
Well, not so great. All right, let's see how this. Oh, hey, we got a
Much
pass.
better.
All right, I like it. I like it. I like it.
Mhm.
Ooh, well, I got a pass. It's okay.
Okay, so with the 1 pass, I will let you pick effectively a what's the word I'm looking for? A kind of specialty where you can pick a type of equipment that you make that is better than what you do with the rest. It'll give you additional plus 10 bonus while working on that particular type of equipment. Your choice as to what you want.
Well, literally armor, protective gear.
So you want it directly to be armor.
Hmm.
Okay. That is perfectly fine. So, with that, so Blast, when you were doing yours, you used tech use. Were you
Mhm.
just showing general technical skill then? Is that what you're going for? Working with computers, devices, things like that?
Basically, because his primary means of the reason he's so wealthy is he's really good at salvaging stuff from everybody.
So you basically tell them then that my specialty is salvage at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's like I know how to get the weapons off of them.
All right. So they're going to be giving you some equipment that has been effectively pulled off of various places, and they're going to tell you, get me something functional out of it. And they're just going to hand you a pile of shit and be like, get me something functional out of this. They're testing you. They want to see what you're really capable of, because you did a good showing in the initial testing. So they know you can do it. Now they're pushing you.
He is going to see if he can pull functioning shit out of the stuff, and if there isn't anything functioning, if he can pull stuff together to make something that will function.
If you want to go the extra mile on that, you can. All they're actually looking for is the ability to pull that functioning equipment off of.
Yeah, they can kiss his
out of
ass.
it.
They challenge his skill.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
He's going to go the extra mile, or he's gonna damn well try.
All right.
So just 3 skill checks.
Yes. For now, we're just gonna do. I'm keeping it fairly simple. We're gonna do 3 skills checks.
Oh, come on.
So the last couple pieces that they give you are. They're not what you were expecting. Like, you're used to working with like Dynasty tech. You're used to working with trying to grab pseudo bio construct pieces and taking them apart effectively.
Mm-hmm. Or cutting weapons out of cutter corpses.
Basically, yes, because it's more using a like a fucking metal saw to do it, because you can't use a blowtorch even on their bodies.
Right.
It's that type of shit that you normally are working on.
It's like, what's with all this fragile shit?
So you find yourself with some technology that strikes you as odd when you work with it. You don't see the logic behind how a lot of it is constructed. You're unfamiliar with the design principles behind it, and it's made for some beings that are significantly smaller than you. What you wish to do with this information is up to you, but that is why you are struggling with it. It's just not following design principles in any of the fashions you would expect them to.
He's just looking at this stuff and he's like,
a lot of it actually functions in non-linear fashions. Like you'll have a cable that you're like, oh well, it's plugged in here, so that means it powers this, and then it turns out to power something completely different. It's very odd.
yep, but at that point he's just going to be like, looks at the things, looks at his oversized tools, looks at the trainers. These tools are inadequate. I need more precise tools.
And they'll nod along, and they'll give you some more precise tools. I will let you reroll that third test once you request better tools.
It's, and the biggest thing is, since it's non-linear where the energy's going to and from, he's going to lick the things to figure out where the energy's actually going.
Good old-fashioned lick test. Love it.
The lick test. So, this shit is weird. This shit is very weird. It's using normal electricities. It is. It's using normal energies, and it's using everything seems normal, but the way it's set up is it basically will have a wire that will go through, let's say, it goes through like the screen. Mm-hmm. And you're like, okay, that means it powers the screen. As it turns out, though, the moment you pull that wire, it's not doing the screen alone. It's powering 6 different other parts along the way. It's shit like that, where it's doing things in very weird fashions. No wire is used for any one task, like normal devices. And it's maddening to have to work with, because that's not how workflow works.
Yep, that's the point where he just throws out workflow, and he's going to start relying purely on his natural predilection for consuming energy and just working with it. He's tongue deep in this thing.
None of the testers are commenting. They're letting you just do your thing.
Just tongue starting between wire and wire, like, interesting.
As you go through this, you will figure something out that is important for it, for understanding how to take it apart. You couldn't put it back together in the same way. Mm-hmm. Not without a lot of study, not without a lot of testing, and not without a lot of practice. Mm-hmm. But now you understand the core issue of what you're missing in it, and it's pretty straightforward. It is entirely designed with the understanding that I don't have much to work with, so I'm going to make the most of what little I have.
It is a bodged device.
It is a device that is made with the express understanding I only have one wire to run, so I better make the best use of that one wire.
Yep. And he's going to try to, feel that out as he starts trying to salvage something again.
Alright, give me that last roll then.
Let's flip her.
Let's see what happens.
You get a plus 10.
Woot woot! I'm feeling a pass. Or a 90-something.
Oh, come on.
It still eludes you. This shit does not make sense, and it feels like it should.
I want to ask if I can attempt a psionics test to give me a bonus.
This is not a psionics thing, unfortunately. There is... Once you figure out what you're dealing with, it's...
No, yes, but attempt a psionics to improve my capability to work with it the way it is. Basically, buff myself.
So you're trying to psionics yourself for this, then? Or...
Yeah, because what else has he got? He doesn't have anything else he can attempt. And he refuses to accept defeat, so he will try everything.
You don't have a power for that already, though, do you?
Nope.
Do you have merit left?
Technically, because I've been bouncing back and forth between adding the 5 merit to commerce or not. I keep ticking it and unticking it, but I haven't used it. Because I just can't decide.
Did you put in your advancements?
Yes, but I've been bouncing back and forth and erasing and changing it to skills and just going, what makes sense for this character? And none of it does. Because he's been a big dumb bruiser the entire time. You know what I mean? Well, not dumb, but yeah. It's...
So, if you want to build a power to do it, you can, but off base, you don't have the actual skill set for that. You don't have the existing skill set, is the issue what we're looking at here.
No, it's entirely fair. I will just keep my 5 merit because it doesn't make sense for him to really have commerce right now.
If you want to drop the merit on building a power on the spot, you can, though. Because I'm allowing field spending of merit.
Oh, okay. Then, sure, I'll drop 5 merit to try to give me something that will buff me.
What are you going to put it into?
I'm thinking the equivalent of psionic guidance gives a +10 to the next talent check I use. Or skill check I use.
So so it'll be a mind-based, call it something like, I don't know, refining yourself or something. It'll only give you a bonus to existing skills, I think.
Yeah.
That's fine. Bonus to existing skills, it'll just give you a +10 at start.
Cool.
Is that retroactive for his 60 then?
Yeah, that'll give you a pass.
Nice.
So, with a pass, you're able to salvage some stuff off of it. You struggled a lot with this technology. Whatever or whoever made this is a son of a bitch.
There is lots of cursing, lots of tonguing. This makes no sense!
They, the trainers, after you've gotten something out of it, they're just like, yes, that is most engineers' reaction to wreck tech.
The fuck is a wreck? Why, I want to kill it!
He's just like, they're called the Wreck Nell. You'll maybe sometimes see them around the station. They are... They prefer to stay within the vent systems and the subconduits, really.
I want to throw it into a sun.
Well, they're a whole species, so that's a lot of people to throw into a sun. They're excellent at their jobs for what it's worth.
As long as I'm not working on their tech.
Oh, they maintain most of the station. We ask them to keep their tech to a minimum in it, but you'll find it around sometimes. They can't seem to help themselves. They just occasionally will replace parts they find too inefficient.
They touch my gun, I will incinerate them.
Oh, they won't touch your personal equipment. We put some rules in place for, well, exactly the threats you're throwing out, really.
Then we shouldn't have a problem. As he's sitting there and his eye is literally twitching.
And he's just, well, we're impressed you managed to take any of it apart. Most people can't.
He's like, holds up one blinking light. This still works!
And he's like, yes, we did see you pulled the battery out. We're not sure where it's getting the power from at this point. A backup
Over
system,
there.
maybe?
It
What?
points over there. The one wire I threw out a while ago.
It's still getting power. I'm not asking. He's like, we're not.
He's
not
just going to. There's just going to be the long tongue sticks out, and there's a thrust the tongue.
Right. And he's just going to just walk away. He's like, right, well done, congratulations, you've succeeded.
You need an android wife. That's what you need.
Please add in a baseline for Forbidden Knowledge RAK Tech. RAK and then Tech. It is baseline. It is not one that can be improved via merit. You will have to improve it via doing.
Oh, God damn it. He's just going to pick up the battery for the thing and start sucking on it.
I mean, it's delicious.
Yep. He's been brain fucked, migrained, and beaten down through PT. He's hungry. He's sucking on a battery.
That's fine. There's wall sockets you can lick as well. Or just stick a fork in. Take a pick.
Either way works. He'll just light himself on fire if he gets hungry enough.
Where is a flamethrower? So, right, that is the technical side of things. Next part, I think everybody... Sorry, that's right, only one of you did okay on the perception. This one, they consider a little less important, honestly. They're not about to drum you out over it if you fuck up on the perception training. They would like you to be a bit more capable on that front, but they're also not going to throw you out over it. Not for the jobs that you picked, anyway. So, just give me 3 awareness or perception, take your pick. And we're just going to see if you can improve things a little bit, but it's not that important for your jobs, so you don't need to worry about failing them. Okay? So, Silco first. As the only person that passed this last time, you have not beaten your original degrees of success. We're not going to be giving you anything extra at this moment.
Sounds good.
Mostly because you passed it so fucking well and you're already so fucking high on it. Siva, perceptions, please. 3 of them.
Okie dokie.
Or awareness.
Or awareness.
I have awareness. Oh, okay.
So, 1, 4.
Yay! 2 passes.
You will get an extra check mark in awareness.
Woot woot.
And finally, Blast. Two. Nice. Nice. Okay, give yourself an extra check mark and then roll a d5 for a bonus to perception. You get an extra 2 perception.
Huzzah.
Simple, straightforward on that front.
Mm-hmm.
Willpower. Mental training. 2 of you did very well on this. 1 of you went hard mode.
I got grudging approval on hard mode. I'm proud.
You got acknowledged that you made a gallant attempt, and that's about the best you could hope for.
Exactly.
Realistically.
I got grudging approval in the form of acknowledgement.
So, but 2 of you actually did very well. So, you are actually going to be shifted in your training program slightly. And by shifted in your training program slightly, I mean you're being put with a more advanced trainer. Which is to say, Echo. Echo is now in charge of your training. Blast, you basically self-opted into his training program.
Doesn't care. Best way to steal their power is to learn from them.
So, you guys are brought into a proper classroom, and did I ever find a proper picture for them? I just realized I forgot to get my cutter pictures out. Give me 1 second. Because it's hard to find one that I like for them, because they don't really have heads per se. They're basically kind of lumpy things of humanoid metal that move around. They're not quiet. They're not quiet at all. I'll find a picture for him later. For now, we'll just continue on. You are placed within the actual little classroom with him. So he's going to go, welcome, all of you. You have, under various circumstances, been selected for the more advanced psionic defense and training course. For some of you, this will mean training your mind to be more resilient. For others of you, looks at Blast, it'll be refining your mind to something functional.
Shrugs.
I can see you've made a little improvement since we last met. This is acceptable. And he's going to shift his not gaze. You can tell when his attention is directly on you. As he kind of shifts it around the room and goes, I understand that some of you will be perhaps a little disquieted being within the presence of one of my kind. I do not particularly care. I will not harm you. No harm will be brought to you. If you have a problem with my people, you may challenge me to a fight over it. If you do not wish to challenge me, then you will accept my presence and leave it at that. There's only a couple other people in this class with you. There's not much comment to this before he's like, very well. I will take that as acceptance. For those who are here for the defensive training, which is most of you, I will be assaulting your minds in just a moment. Your task is quite simple. Defend yourselves. That's it.
I'll pull a chair close to me.
I will continue the assault until we have some form of conclusion. Either you surrender, in which case I will simply stop, and we will continue the defensive training at a later date once you have recovered. Or you go unconscious. None of you have the power to actually stop me, understand? But I will forge you within the fires of strife into things worthy of defense. We will begin momentarily.
Do you work that out with the Forge Master? Because that's not the first time I've heard that line.
I am familiar with the smiths and the forge masters. One of my own kind stands among their ranks. He has taught us all many things. But no, that is common terminology within all followers of the Father and his flame. It is quite simply how we view things. Give me a moment.
Mm-hmm.
That is all. I was being offered food.
Oh man, it's good.
Oh yeah, I was offered some baby octopus and it's delicious. So, he's like, yes, that terminology is common within all followers of the Father of Flame and Stone. Do take a moment to brace yourselves, by the way. This will be an unpleasant experience.
Blast will be sitting there and focusing himself, or at least trying to.
You, Blast, you wish to become a bastion, a wall, a defender of those around you, do you not?
Yes.
Your task is much more simple and more complex. Your task is to wall off my mind so I cannot assault the rest. I will not assault you directly. Guard them. You will fail, but in your struggles, you will grow.
Joy. Well, here we go.
We shall begin in 5, 4, 3,
I'm already building a mental construct in my mind.
1.
And Blast will be attempting to block him off.
That is his role.
Okay.
Very nice.
Am I able to forge my own fortifications?
You are trying to do that in a mind space, which is more complex than anything you've been taught thus far. That's not a no, it's just very hard to do.
Mm.
So, basically, we are using his degrees of success as a benchmark for what qualifies as how long you last, and basically, the better you do in comparison to successes, or if somehow you manage to beat those 8 degrees, which I know is very, very unlikely, especially since I don't think anybody has the stats to do so, that will determine what kind of bonuses you get. If you have resistance to psionics, it'll improve that resistance if you can do well enough. If you don't have resistance, you will likely gain it during this training process.
Except for Blast.
Except for Blast. Your task is to try and shield the others from him. I think, if I remember your stats right... No, yeah, even you don't really have the ability to do so.
Yeah.
If you roll a 1, you can slow him down.
Well, finish your. Still gotta make your rolls.
Let's see how the kitty cat does.
If you do too badly on the first roll, just so you know, you will pass out.
Okay. Let's see how the first roll goes.
Should I roll first then? as...
Actually, you know what? Yes, we will... we'll have Blast roll real quick for trying to defend Silco. I'll have you roll per person.
Okay. Here's an attempt. Let's see what happens.
Let's use a fate point to reroll that.
I was going to say, Silco will pass out.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Shouldn't be too hard. Let's just reroll. 68 is worse, so...
No, it's not worse.
You rolled the 96 originally. 68 is better than what your original roll was. So, however, you remain conscious. And you get the next roll.
Okay. Then I go out.
Roll me a toughness test. Yeah, you'll go out.
Okay.
I was about to say, if you don't pass out, then you will...
Yeah, that would have been my defense roll.
No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, no. If you had passed the toughness, I would have given you the choice to tap out or not, but you go out.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Okay, let me write down results on that front. First one was -2 in the end. And the next one was a -4 and out. Okay. So, that said, you managed to pass the first round. You get a D5 plus 4, which is half of this thing. So yeah, D5 plus 4 to your willpower. So you get to add 5 to your willpower.
Sounds good.
Siva!
Alright.
It's your turn.
Moment
Roll.
specifically, like the guy said, to be use it as a mental metaphor, since we're playing mental games. If you're following my reasoning, to be forged through fire and flames, the hard way, and that's kind of been every training method I've gone through. So I'm going to use this moment to not only use the tribulation of incoming fire, so to speak, to use it as a moment to forge. I know it'll be a mental leap, but not too much of a mental leap.
You have the right mindset for it, but you've never had to do this before, so...
I'm just going to imagine, a set of armor. I'm going to build a set of armor from my mind.
So, real quick, for Blast, you are starting to get what he means by forming a mental barrier around others. You're starting to make more sense. Matt, you get a plus 10 to this. It is going to still be a willpower roll.
Is that plus 10 separate from the armor specialty?
You are starting with a willpower roll, that's just flat, before I start giving you bonuses for getting armor and stuff.
Alright. Well,
if you
cross my fingers.
If you pass the willpower test, you will start forming the ability.
Yeah.
I believe you already used your reroll earlier, didn't you?
Yeah, it did. Unfortunately, unless we get.
I'll let it reset.
All right.
You've had a lot. You guys have gone through a lot. I'll let you go through it. I'll let you have it reset.
Cross my fingers. No, it's not. Not this time, my friends. Not this time.
You are still conscious, especially since somebody helped you.
Mm-hmm.
So we will go for the next round.
Attempted defense.
And it slipped right out of your hands. The wall you were building crumbles as sand. Matt, flat willpower. Once again, if you pass, you start building the armor thing you want.
No plus 10?
Nope, he didn't give you the assist this time. Okay, it is getting painful. It is incredibly painful what he's doing to you. And basically what he's doing is he's filling your mind with just images. Endless images that mean nothing. They aren't things that can be translated to sight in the first place. They aren't things you understand.
Yeah.
But you are forming armor to try and keep it out.
I'm going to actually give it a form. It's going to be a miasmic smoke.
You're going to go for a smoke?
Yep, it's going to be a miasmic smoke that has whatever shape I wish it to be. It may not be as strong as a metal, but it can be anything, and it can be deceptively strong.
Alright. So, at the moment it's being blown away in the gale that's overcoming you. So, this next roll, we'll start with Blast's attempt to defend.
You got it, Blast.
Yes!
Very
called
nice.
I called it, bro! You got it!
You indeed managed to slow down the trainer a bit.
Trainer's just like, wait, hold on.
Just, you get the barest sense of acknowledgement of your achievement. He acknowledges your achievement.
Yes.
You will gain a psychic power base, mental fortress.
Nice.
What it does is you can pick yourself and up to 2 other allies within influence in meters, which, since you're using influence bonus, that's twice influence bonus in meters, and twice the number of allies. You can defend them actively with your own mind without having to... Basically, you can add your degrees of success to their degrees of success when rolling against mental assaults. And when you are defending yourself, you roll for the mental bastion, and then roll your defense afterwards.
Pretty sweet.
So basically, I make an influence test to defend others, and if I succeed, they get bonuses.
Yes, and when you are defending yourself, you roll twice, and you add the both things of successes. The failures on your bastion will not count against you or your allies. It is only successes that count. Matt, you get to roll on your armor and a plus 20 because of Blast.
Do I get the additional armor specialty?
Yeah. You are creating an armor. You are using your armor specialty, so that's a total of plus 30, I believe.
40.
I don't know what your armor bonus is for base.
Plus 10, plus 10 for specialty, plus 20 from him.
Oh, you get a plus 40 total then. And there you are. You will remain conscious for the duration of the training. He will continue until you either tap out or you go unconscious, though. So do you want to continue?
Yeah, I'm going to continue to forge it. I'm going to temper it.
At this point, let me make a couple rolls. Blast, give me 2 more rolls, by the way, because there are 2 other people in this training.
Does he get an up to influence?
I'm going to, at the end of this, give bonuses to stuff like that. 1 more, please.
Close.
Let me roll for these two NPCs. So they managed to last a pretty decent amount of time before they both passed the fuck out. They rolled a 3 and 11 for their first roll, and then a 95 and 98 for the second. So, yeah, no, you'll help keep them up a bit, but the other two NPCs will pass out. So now it's just you and Siva.
We doing this, Siva?
Can't answer you. I'm so focused on just
All right.
in my mind.
Defense
I
roll.
can hammer all day.
So you have lasted longer than everybody else. Echo is going to acknowledge your efforts and the skill you have shown thus far, and he's going to concentrate his efforts on you.
And I fail. You know what? I'll spend my reroll on this because why not?
If you like, I do need to roll for him because he's re-rolling. So, that is your new bar of success.
No, I didn't help you this time. I tried.
The renewed focus, the fact that he no longer has other things to concentrate on, and he is giving her everything because she has shown actual resistance, has resulted in a, oh god, please stop. So, I need a toughness test, Matt.
That's not particularly going to be good. Do I get my
Just toughness.
just toughness? No.
Okay, you are taking... I don't know if you've written down your wounds yet.
I have, yes.
Okay. You're taking 4 non-lethal.
Okay.
We're going to be seeing how long you last before you go out at this point.
Yep.
Defense.
Yes.
God, you're so close every time.
So close, man.
I have a 1 in 5 chance of success.
That willpower, Matt. Very nice. Roll me that toughness with a +10. And you're out. With a 100, you're out. Last, you will watch as she's been sitting there. You see veins popping in her forehead, and then you watch as blood vessels pop in an eye. Her nose starts bleeding, and she just down.
It was gonna happen. There was gonna be a 100 somewhere.
Her eyes are still open. You can't tell. Like is she dead? And
No. He'll just step over, lift her head up, hold armored gauntlet in front, see if it fogs up. Okay, she's still breathing. Medic.
Echo, as a medic, is coming in a bit of a panic. Goes, I did not kill her. No. Her mind still functions. Her heart still beats. She will not soon forget this. She may see some of the things she saw there in her dreams. It will be interesting to see the results. And he will rise from where he was. You realize he wasn't actually sitting. He wasn't actually in a chair. He just put his body in a sit position because apparently that makes people comfortable. So he was just kind of hover sitting there like a weirdo without realizing he's a weirdo. He will kind of lumber out and pause next to you, Blast, as he goes, one day you will make an excellent bastion. When you start to find yourself properly upon that path, seek out my clan, and we will see you forged better.
I'm sorry, my headset cut out. I heard forged better.
Yeah.
Basically, he's acknowledging your skills and saying you will make an excellent bastion one day, and when you start rising to a point where you feel yourself hitting the upper limits of your skill, come to his clan and they'll train you. He will leave you with a psychic impression of who his clan is. There is no words for the names of their clans. It is purely a psychic impression. But you will know them when you go looking for them.
Yep.
So, things that we gain from this. Silco.
Yeah.
Johnny.
Yeah.
D10 to your willpower.
Cool.
See that sweet, sweet 10. Do it.
I've been getting one.
You got the better of the both. I mean, it wasn't it's farther away from 1 than it is 10.
Matt.
Mm-hmm.
You passed 1, 2. I believe that was 3, 4. You passed 4. You passed 4 tests.
Mhm.
4d10.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, 3d10, and you get psychic resistance. Just drop the lowest one.
Alright. That'll max me out at 50.
This will exceed because you have been faced with an extraordinary circumstance. Congratulations.
Cool.
You will not be able to raise it further until you buy something to raise your cap, and you can still only raise it up to that cap afterwards. Okay?
Mhm.
But until then, you will have it, at that higher slot.
What about the smoke armor I built?
So, that is what was going to be the other thing I was going to bring up. You have the resistant psychic, and now you will have the name it whatever you like, but you will have that as a new ability. You can name it whatever you like, since you have effectively built your own thing here. Commonly, they are referred to as Aegis of the Mind. But, like I said, you can name it whatever you like on your sheet. What it will do is it will allow you to add your armor or specialty to your rolls against psychic powers and mental assault. Alright?
So just a plus 10?
It allows you to actually apply your armor to it.
Oh, the whole armor with the specialty roll. Oh,
Yeah.
that's nutty.
Yes, indeed. Hey, you just, as you can tell from his stats, I didn't really expect you guys to last more than 2 rounds with him. But you did, so here we are. Right, Blast, you already have the new ability. Please roll me 2d10 for your influence increase.
Oh, influence. Damn, boy.
You get to add 7 to your influence.
Congrats, bro.
Very nice.
You will also be granted 1 unnatural.
Ooh.
This does not give you any bonuses beyond the normal stuff. It doesn't make it so you get extra stats or anything beyond what you've already rolled, but you get the 1 unnatural influence.
Yep. Hey, it does give me a plus 10 to influence checks.
Yes. The final bit of training, and I will be capping it out for the session after this because I believe Johnny either needs to get off soon or was supposed to already be off. Johnny? You still with us?
He's muted. Johnny, you muted. There you go.
That one too. Yeah, a little past.
Well,
so I'm
we
just
will
gonna roll them right quick.
Yep, let's roll. Let's finish up with this. This is actual social interactions in dealing with it. Okay, so I was gonna say there's going to be some benefits to how well you do on this. So go ahead and roll the other 2 real fast, if you
Sure.
please. Okay. So, would you like to... You have your reroll back. Do you want to reroll that last one, or...
I'll reroll the 37s, or actually no, yeah. Let's just give a reroll on the 98 since I want to get rid of degrees of failure. So
these are a number of degrees total thing. So
yeah. So let's just reroll the 98. So instead
cool.
of a -3 less kind of deal, so that's good.
So with that one, for one, go ahead and roll me a D10 for increase to fellowship.
Sweet. Yeah, fellowship is at 20, so definitely going good. 1d10. The 3, 23.
Cool. Slap 1 into charm.
Nice.
And you are actually going to be offered something because you've shown promise beyond what they were expecting of you. It's unrefined, obviously, but they believe that you could be good for the management track if you'd be willing to try and pursue it.
Dude,
That's kind.
everyone's got their ones today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, boy.
You're basically being offered the capability of becoming a manager. They're not making promises because there's a lot to the management track going forward, and a big part of it's going to be fellowship based.
Yeah.
They are willing to provide you the training for it because you've shown some of that one basically is you showing some of the raw gumption for it.
Some capabilities that aren't usually shown in the Leonin species.
They expect the Leonin to have a sense of, I want to be in charge, but they don't always expect them to have the patience for it outside of other Leonin, because that's how their culture is. Their culture is honor duels and let us go butt heads and argue and I'm in charge and, shit like that. You're showing more what they want for actual
ambition. Yeah.
You're showing the ambition and you're showing some social skill.
Temperance, actually, I think is the word you're looking for.
Patience is what I was going to use.
Okay.
Both of those work, though. You have the right temperament. So, that is an offer. You may, if you wish, enter into the management track. It will put you into the management training program, which we will discuss later when you have more time.
Sounds good. Yeah, totally. I'll go for it for sure.
So you want to go for it?
Yeah, my fellowship is absolute shit, but I mean, I can pick up with it with the intelligence. Maybe we'll see what happens.
You
easily
got twice my fellowship, bro.
Trust me when I say fellowship's not all there is to it. It's just that the one was what I was looking for to put somebody on the track for this.
Sounds good. Yeah.
And, I will let you go for the night then, since I know that you need to be off. I'm going to finish up with Siva and Blast for the fellowship portion of this, which shouldn't take very long if you want to hang around for it, but if you just want to get off, just feel free. Okay?
I'm gonna mute myself. You guys finish up and go from there.
Yep. I was planning to... This is a... Yeah, anyway, I wasn't planning for much more after this anyway. We were kind of heading towards the end of where I wanted to be.
I figured as much. You guys keep talking. I'm just gonna, like I said, mute, and thank you for the session, Lamb.
Yes, good night, Johnny.
See ya.
Okay. So, Silco's been given a management offer. I was going... before he rolled that one, I was going to bring up that I was going to have ones put you on the management track for this, and he just rolls it before I could say it, and I'm like, well, here we are then. So, Siva.
Mm-hmm.
They want to see if you can be a people person of some sort.
Most likely not. Actually, absolutely not.
Well, they're going to see if you have the aptitude. Please, give me the 3 fellowship rolls. Well, we have a success. Okay, so not great, but you're here as an armorer, so they weren't really expecting that much from you.
I passed the
Honestly.
previous one too, and so I made it not be a fluke. Like I have basic people skills. I just
Yeah.
don't have the savantness of an awareness that some other more gifted people have.
Yeah, you don't have. It's more these are skills you had to learn rather than an instinct you had.
Yeah.
So go ahead and get an extra D5 onto your fellowship for the success.
All right. Oh, solid one.
A
All
whole
right.
Otherwise, like, they're not particularly concerned with the fact that you're not particularly a social person. Also, your eye, one of your eyes is blood red, and your nose is slightly swollen because it almost looks broken from the day before. So,
I'm pretty
I don't know.
off-putting.
You're a little off-putting currently.
I probably look a complete mess.
There are more bruises on you than you expected, as a bunch of blood cells, like a bunch of the blood vessels in your face, kind of gave under the stress.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah.
Hi, sir. Pleasure to meet you. Oh, God.
Did you get in a fight with a brick wall?
Unfortunately, sir, the brick wall did win this particular altercation.
The brick wall came at me and won, okay?
I did not know the brick walls could move so quickly.
No, sir, it wasn't a brick wall, it was a bulkhead. After all, they are made of metal.
I'll basically just give them every different person who has that reaction, I'll give them a different excuse.
Beautiful.
No, sir, a dynasty fell on me for a brief moment.
Oh, me? I just got kicked by a cutter. It's fine. Blast!
Oh, ready for this pain?
They, this time, they have actually got Echo there with you. He is going to coach you on how to not strangle people. He's noticed that you respond fairly well to him. He may end up being your personal instructor for the duration of your training.
Oh, heaven help me.
Well, this time he's like, the key to this is patience. Regardless of how much they wish to jabber on and speak of things unnecessary, boring, and unimportant, you must have patience with them and listen.
He's just gonna sit there, rub his chin for a minute, throw a battery into his mouth, suck on it. Right. Treat them like children.
Correct. If you do initiate violence upon them, I will hurt you. And not in a dual, fun way.
Fair enough. I will
You
try
will.
to restrain myself.
You will learn by either violence or you will learn by success.
And he's gonna go at this like it's a bunch of screaming infants, as it were.
So I'm going to have you roll both a fellowship and a willpower.
Okay, fellowship.
So, in the very first one, they were testing your to see your violence reactions, and you remember getting extremely pissed at somebody, and then you woke up to Echo going, "You will learn by pain, or you will learn by success."
He's
And
like,
you realize he did not hit you psychically, he hit you physically.
No, it's one of those, he's going to stand up, crack his neck, tap Echo. Next time, a few less jewels. I forgot what I did before you hit me.
Apologies. It is difficult to modulate for flesh.
No, I live. That I am happy with that. Just
I've been informed by the medic that I may have caused minor brain damage that she fixed. I consider this acceptable. They do not. Oh, well.
like, no, I feel you there. As I was
agree.
moving on to the next one.
As he's like, this is how I will express my patience with them, by acknowledging their point of view, that what I did was excessive. We need not agree. We need only to accept their point of view.
Right. Treat them like my mother. Nod and go along with it.
This is one path, yes. Hey! You pass both. You treat them like as you're sitting there and you're nodding and you're listening, you actually feel like you're talking to your mother, and it's very comforting. And
It's
kind of
just-
wish you were home right
Your
now.
mother's
It's just
like,
after the
listen to
dude's
me,
like-
you little shit.
No, he's like, after a while when the dude's just entirely livid and ranting at him, he's just gonna reach out, pat him on the head, pick him up, set him on a ledge that's at his height, and go, now you sit there and time out until I come back, and walk away.
You will be instructed that no, you should not do that last part, but the rest was okay. Last one, as especially Echo's very proud of you. He's like, yes, this is good. You have improved.
Oh, God!
What's the willpower? He will give you a more of a love tap this time. You
He's
have
like,
back.
I didn't try to punch him, I just threw the guy with my tail.
I had to catch him. You would have killed him if you had actually if he had actually collided with the bulkhead.
Are they really that squishy?
Yes.
Wow. That.
I am going to hit you again.
How are they alive? Thud.
Whack! Ah.
Like,
He has modulated his violence this time. He has not hit you like you're a dynasty. He's hit you like you're a person.
He's like, ow. But still, how are they even alive?
They are tenacious, and there are many of them. Their numbers are in the quadrillions now.
That's a lot. That's so many.
He just like scratches his head. That's a lot of meat.
There are more humans within the galaxy than there are any other race. Perhaps if we collected all of the races together, that would be different. However, any 1-to-1 ratio, there are more humans. Even the Ragnell, for their prodigious reproduction rates, have not reached their numbers. Though, based upon current projections, that is a matter of time. Unless, of course, the humans go to xenophobic slaughter once again. It would not be the first time they have done so.
Yeah, I remember stories of that.
There have been several instances. We know this, for we have watched them all.
He's just gonna look at him and be like, how are you not a ship?
I have not watched them all. The collective has.
Fair enough.
If you wish to speak with the one who has seen it, he still is here with us. He has ascended to that of the Titan. Glorious may he be.
It's like, I do not believe my mental fortitude is capable of withstanding a conversation with him at this time.
He can be very gentle, but understandable. You will never be allowed to operate as a manager. Taps you on the head and walks away.
I will find a way!
The mind message that comes back is that attitude is precisely why you will not. Apologies.
He's like, attitude is 3/4 of success. I will find a way.
Just blatantly not understanding the problem.
No.
Roll
Trask
me.
stubbornness kicking in.
Roll me a d10. Roll me a 2d10 actually. One for fellowship, one for willpower. For those successes you did. 1 to the fellowship, 3 to the willpower.
I have an 11 fellowship. I've gotten 10% better.
You're not wrong, but you're also wrong. You've only gotten 1% better, sir. Remember,
Nope.
This is off of a D100.
Yes, he is 10% better than he used to be.
I guess technically. You're technically correct.
Which is the best kind of correct in a business. Victory is Trask.
Right, so, end assessment. The end assessment in all of this. All of you are going through through weapon training again. Silco's going to be going through ballistic again. But
Hey,
otherwise,
I did good teaching him.
You did. They're not blaming you for that. He's just shit at his life, apparently. You guys have shown sufficient skills in all other departments that success has been had. You are official employees. Congratulations.
The easiest way to flunk out of this would have been to lie on the interview.
Yes, actually, but a lot of people do. If you are honest with what you're capable of, and they test you, and you come out to have shown that you are capable of exactly what you said you are, generally speaking, Doomco will let you in.
So,
It
How
also
much-
helps. What? Go ahead.
I was going to say, how much of a notice did they take when I started licking and sucking on batteries, considering we agreed that that was going to be an extremely rare trait amongst my people?